Let's get dangerous.
Let's get dangerous, everyone. Welcome to the St. Canard Files, a Darkwing Duck podcast. I'm your host, Will Santana. Fortunately, Mike couldn't make it. He was having audio issues earlier, so I got Vix and Tori here with me. Welcome, Tori and Vix. How y'all doing?
Pretty good.
Doing good.
Doing good. Both of y'all doing good. I know today's a big day. Well, especially for you guys. Y'all both Ducktales and Darkwing Duck fans. So,
yeah.
For those who don't know, we are all in like a Darkwing messenger chat on Facebook, and we just couldn't stop talking about it all week, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. And, you know, today we've been struggling because we're trying not to get spoiled because everybody in our group hasn't seen it yet. But Vix, how many times have you seen it?
So far once, but I was planning on watching it again later.
Tori, how about you?
I've seen it twice.
You seen it twice? Okay, I've seen it twice as well. I saw it early this morning, around 6 o'clock this morning. Then I saw it again about maybe 2:30 this afternoon. So I've seen it twice. Let's just dive into it, guys. Well, you know what? Let's do it a little different this time. Vix, are you satisfied with it?
Definitely.
You loved it, huh?
Uh-huh.
How about you, Tori?
I'm mostly like I wish all the DuckTales characters just like weren't there. Even though there was good parts of it,
Mm-hmm.
I felt like towards the end there was too much of them.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. You know, I understand them being at the beginning because it is their show. They got to introduce it and bring those other characters in. But I do agree, like, after a while, like, come on, get these DuckTales characters out of here. This is Darkwing Day, you know?
I wish the whole, like, finding out of Foul happened in another episode.
Yeah. But overall, you were happy, though?
Yeah.
Okay, I think the same thing here. I would say out of a score of 1 through 10, I would give it a 8.5. Me being the old school guy I am, I had some nitpicks. I did some comparisons, which hurts it. But I know for a younger generation who don't have to compare it, they're going to love it regardless, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's start off with you, Vic. Tell me, what did you like the most about this episode?
Honestly, just this episode in general was amazing. I loved Jake's relationship with both Gosalyn and how we kept seeing his friendship with the Launchpad and whatnot. And it was generally really good. And I think the side plot with the Duck Kids wasn't too bad. As said, yes, it is like supposed to be a Darkwing centric episode, and some people weren't so happy seeing the DuckTales characters, but I personally liked them being there.
Mm-hmm. Okay, how about you, Tori? What was your favorite thing about the episode?
I think that it was a good like start to all the relations. I think like all the character interactions worked very well off of each other, especially when we had like the trio working together. Whenever like Darkwing and Launchpad and Gosalyn were all in the scene, it was just like so. It was so great.
Yeah, I can't lie. Just seeing the trio together, I was a little irritated that Dewey kept hanging around the trio. I was like, man, Dewey, get out of the way. You do
Eventually,
not
he
belong
did
here.
leave, though.
Yeah, eventually he did leave, but it was so annoying to me at first. Like, man, if Dewey would get out of the way, you know? But I did love it that they all said, let's get dangerous together when they became officially a trio. Yeah, that I went crazy over that, and I loved how she called them nerds. And she was like, "Oh yeah, I keep forgetting you guys are nerds." Yeah, I mean, it was just so cool to have Gosalyn there, man. It was so cool, you know.
We've been waiting for her.
Yeah, you know, I think it would have been cool if we got Dewey out of the way, and then at the end, Honkers showed up. Oh my God, I would have went crazy over that.
Can we just do a pan around of St. Canard of all the characters that should be showing up?
Yeah,
They could be reacting to stuff.
Vix, I know you were probably like me, but oh my God, it was so exciting to hear Michael Bell reprise Quacker Jack. You know,
Jack.
I was going crazy. But why didn't Bushroot have any dialogue though? What was up with that?
I guess that's just the decision they chose to make. I guess it's hard, since the voice actor for Bushroot isn't around anymore, and that's such an iconic voice.
Mm-hmm.
I guess they just decided that they couldn't find anybody good enough, I guess.
Yeah, go ahead, Vix. Go ahead.
No, yeah, I do agree with what Tori said there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think though, like this Bushroot, he seemed way more vicious. Like he was riding those vines and throwing things, needles, and he was a beast. Like Gizmo Duck was struggling with him at that bridge, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did y'all feel about Gizmo Duck in the episode? Like, were you okay with his role being so minor?
Yeah, I think that worked to give
Yeah.
Darkwing the spotlight. Except at the end, Gizmo Duck saved the day.
Yeah, that was so dirty, man. That was so dirty. Gizmo Duck got the credit.
I love the fact that Fenton was there though, and I adore that they made like Jake/DW friends with Fenton, but he doesn't know that he's Gizmo Duck.
Yeah.
Like everybody finds out except for the superheroes that work together.
Mm-hmm.
He hung up his calls because like Fenton is just in the Gizmo suit panicking, like he needs help. He's like, "Oh, I'll talk to you later." Hangs up call. Seriously, Jake's the one who doesn't know.
Yeah, I think me and Vix are gonna be biased, so I'm not gonna ask me and Vix this question. So Tori, of the Fearsome Four, who was you the most impressed with?
I actually was impressed mostly by Quacker Jack because he did get a whole scene. Like when they were like, "We're going off to fight the Liquidator," and then they come back and they're already all soaking wet. Like we didn't get to see the Liquidator fight. And then Megavolt was like, he was there and it was good.
Mm-hmm.
Like especially his voice work was really good, and all of his like times he was fighting was good. But it still felt like he had a really minor role out of all of them.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk cameos. We had a Bonkers cameo. Boo! You know I hate Bonkers.
What's your favorite Disney Afternoon character?
But I did like how his cameo. He was getting beat up by the Fearsome Four. You know I love that
share
part
your
of
same opinion on him.
Yeah. Yeah. So I at first I was like, why did he put Bonkers on here? But then when he was getting beat up, I was like, okay, I'm cool with that. All right, and then we had a somewhat of a Jambalaya Jake cameo, somewhat.
And the Bugmaster.
In the Bugmaster, yeah. I thought LP did a good impression of Jambalaya Jake.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, and I love how Quacker Jack made fun of what kind of villain he called him. C
level.
C-Seer, yeah. So basically, he acknowledged they're not even that major, you know.
There's some sort of like villain ranking system, apparently.
And another cameo, Mr. Banana Brain got one.
Yeah, it was. I wish we could have heard them put the Banana Brain voice, but it was just like a nod. We didn't get to hear the voice.
Yeah. I wonder if Michael Bell could still do Banana Brain's voice, you know.
We did get Quacker Jack talking to Banana Brain, so at least that was good.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah. What other cameos did we had?
We got a cameo to the old Ducktales.
We did?
Yeah. When they went the dimension they were thrown in.
Oh yeah. That's right.
What is that episode called again?
But yeah, I remember you talking about, because that's when they show Scrooge in the blue outfit and everything.
Surfing ate my ice cream.
All the boys looked the same except for a minor change in their hair, and I was just...
What is Quackaroony?
All right, what about Taurus Bulba? What do you guys think of Taurus Bulba?
I think he worked well for his intended purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he was like super friendly at the beginning, though. Like it was like almost too friendly, you know?
Yeah, but I think it was part of the twist to it, you know, like even though as Darkwing fans we knew it was coming, but for like brand new Ducktale fans who haven't gone down the path of the old Darkwing, they didn't. I'm sure it was a twist to them to see him become a bad guy, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then they gave him the iconic scar, the broken horn. That was kind of cool, you know, how they implemented that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
What did you guys think of Keith Ferguson's Liquidator?
Oh, he was fine to me. He was fine. What did you think, Vix?
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.
Yeah, you know, it was doable. Not quite the original, but not bad. Not
There
bad.
were some that were like a little bit of a miss, but then like mostly you could hear it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For Taurus Bulba, I can't remember the voice actor's name for the new episode, the one that came out today. In it Englehart or something?
It's James Englehart.
James Englehart. I thought he did excellent when Taurus was like portraying the good guy. But when he went to the bad guy, I still don't think he was bad, but he just wasn't quite Tim Curry, you know?
Right.
Uh-huh.
But he wasn't bad. I don't think he was terrible at all. Once he was bad, I could tell the change of tone in his voice and everything, so you could sense the evil. But because Tim Curry is just so iconic, that's just so hard to duplicate, you know, or you know, outbeat, you know. Yeah. Well, Vix, you got anything you want to talk about on this episode? Like anything like that caught you off guard, or anything that you really enjoyed?
I honestly just love the trios so much, and like the different dynamics between each of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like that little scene we got with Launchpad talking to Gosalyn after Gosalyn was all sad, and he was like, you know, Jake has been working with Fenton to try to figure out and get your grandpa back.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just so sweet.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the Darkwing that everybody's been waiting for. The one who will like do anything for Gosalyn.
Mm-hmm. She did hum the lullaby really quick.
Yeah.
She did do that.
My brother was talking when that happened. I was like, shh, I'm trying to hear.
Yeah, she did do the lullaby. We did get some episodes name drop. They mentioned Beauty and the Beat, Justice Duck. So they did some.
And on the trading, you guys see that on the trading cards? You notice the number on the trading cards?
Oh, is that what the numbers were?
Yeah, they were the episodes there. It was Beauty and the Beat, Days of Blunder, Duck Blind, and Dry Hard.
I didn't even catch that. I saw the numbers, but I didn't realize what they stood for. Good job.
I wouldn't have caught it the first time, but that's a clip that came out.
Mm-hmm.
And so I noticed it like the third time I watched it. I was like, wait a second. Do these correlate? They are air date order, not production order.
Okay. Yeah, man. But overall, man, I really enjoyed the episode, man. I thought it was a lot of fun. You know, like I said, there was a few gripes here and there overall. I think my biggest gripe was Dewey. I was really getting tired of Dewey hanging around the trio and what was his name of his show? Dewey Do Night and everything. Yeah. I was like, oh, get him out of here. I just want Gosalyn and the trio. And I did like how they buffed up LP from the regular DuckTales. Like once he got with Darkwing on this episode, his intelligence went up. He wasn't scared of Taurus Bulba. Like he was really fighting him and wrestling him. Like he was trying to stop.
This is definitely his best episode.
Oh,
like, no
by
question.
By far. Mm-hmm.
Also, a very minor detail. If you look at how Jake looked back in The Dark Knight Returns, and this episode, he's definitely buffer. Like it's a minor difference, but you can definitely tell that he got stronger between those episodes.
Oh, I had to go back and watch that. Yeah, because he just seemed like you talking about Drake, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I have to check that out. I did not notice that. All right, so let's get into the terror that flaps of the night. How did y'all think Drake, aka Darkwing, did?
I thought it was really cool.
He did okay, right? You know, he got beat up a little bit here and there, but for his first mission, he did fine, right?
Yeah, and like the parts there were like he had like some parts that were like definitely reminiscent of the old Darkwing, like how he mistakes the movers for robbers, and you know he does the iconic yep.
Oh, I didn't hear him say that. He said
it
that?
was when he came out of the filing cabinet.
Oh,
when Taurus found him in there.
I gotta rewatch it. I did not catch him saying that, man. I know his entrance got interrupted like 2 or 3 times before he got to say, "I'm Darkwing Duck."
There were a lot of them though. There were a lot of entrance lines.
Yeah,
though.
LP gave him one. He had like about 4, but I think 2 of them got cut off though, didn't it?
So. Oh, another favorite part of mine is when Darkwing is trying to storm the lab on his own, and you have the Fearsome Force surrounding Taurus Bulba looking at the computer screen, and then Quacker Jack is just like, this is so
Never
good. I've never seen him just stand there.
Now I know we're not talking in order. We're just bouncing all over the place. I didn't take any notes because I wasn't even supposed to be on this episode of the podcast. But were you disappointed when the Fearsome Four went back into the dimension?
That's my biggest gripe with this episode.
Oh
That they
God.
left. I was like, no, you're supposed to stay.
Yeah, so are they gonna bring them back from that dimension, or is someone gonna take the role over like Drake did?
Yeah, they could always bring them back in some other form.
I guess since they established that they all exist in multiple universes, maybe there'll be different versions of them in this universe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, is it better that Jim Starlin didn't show up as Negaduck, kind of save him for a later return, or do you think they should have threw him in there?
No, I think it's best that they kept him out because I feel like it'd be too complex. There's so much going on with this character. That's best that they just kept him out. But we did technically get to see him once, and that was when they were typing in to let out the villains.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Canard, and you saw him. I was like, the one we did see him at least.
Yeah.
But his character's too big for them to have included it.
I also think it would have been confusing because they came from another dimension, but that he is in this one. So.
Yeah, I was fine with him not being in it. I think they did enough. Taurus Bulba, Fearsome Four, Gosalyn, LP, the cameos and the Easter eggs. I think they did enough, for 1 hour episode to give us an introduction. We don't need Negaduck yet. We don't need Camille. We don't Morgana. That's too much, We'll save those. Like, give us some other stuff to look forward to.
It did leave me wanting more, though. Even me and my brother were watching it together, and it ended with them driving out. I was like, that's it? That's it? We were both like, that's it? What's the rest of it?
The only thing I wanted was Honker, man. I was like, please give me Honker at the end, please. No, but it didn't happen, Yeah. Anything else you guys liked or you didn't like about the episode?
I really liked how Jake's relationship evolved with Gosalyn throughout the episode. Like, it started with him hating her, like, you've broken into these places and you've caused nothing but trouble. And then by the end of the episode, he's so kind and sweet to her.
Yeah.
I thought it was weird. They kept avoiding the word father every time they were talking. Like, she says, you're not my family, like, but he's acting like a dad. Shouldn't you say father? And then at the end, they was like, you want to be my partner in crime.
Yeah. If you've never seen Darkly Dawns the Duck, I could see how the scene where she shot the bow and arrow destroyed the Ron rat, where she couldn't see her grandfather anymore. I could see how that could be really sad, but I think because we know Darkly Dawns the Duck, we knew it was coming, that she was going to do the sacrifice,
In that one scene, I was panicking the whole time because, like, it seemed like either Darkwing or Gosalyn was gonna, like, somehow jump into the portal.
And that's how they would shut it off.
It seemed like that was gonna happen, but I'm very glad that it didn't.
Yeah, so Gosalyn, I really enjoyed her character. I saw somebody post this on social media on our Facebook group page, and they said that they didn't like how Drake embraced her as a partner and not as a daughter,
Right.
Yeah, did that bother you, Tori?
A little bit. I'm glad they didn't rush it. Like at the end of Darkly Dawns, they acted like adoption is just sign a paper, here's a kid.
Yeah.
Oh, it is confusing. We don't know where she's been staying this whole time.
Yeah.
Since it wasn't with her grandfather.
Yeah. How about you, Vix? How did you feel about that she wasn't labeled as a father, but as a partner at the end?
I hope that it does maybe happen in the future. Like, I do feel like that the just as a joke, the closest they got to that was Jake being like, this is my house. You play by my rules when you're here, or you don't. And that's like such a fatherly thing that he did.
I also loved Uncle Launchpad.
on
Okay,
the
His
launch
lists and
pad.
stuff, bringing snacks and waters,
yeah.
making pancakes.
And you know, in the original Darkwing, that's what happens. You know, like Launchpad in Ducktales, in the original Ducktales, he's just an idiot pilot who crashes. He's dumb, you know. But on Darkwing, he becomes like an uncle to her, and he's not as dumb. He does some dumb. He has some dumb things, you know, throughout Darkwing, but he's not as stupid. You know, with the original Ducktales, and he can fly better. He hardly ever crashes on Darkwing. He only crashed like what 3-4 times, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah, so you know, I'm glad they embraced, you know, some things. You know, I understand there's some things they have to change. They got to upgrade or make the story a little different. So I'm okay with some changes, but you know, some things people just don't want change. You know, and like you said, Tori, you know, maybe we have to wait for the father role, you know, to kick in.
I
So
think
like,
if there was like, if they did do a Darkwing Duck series,
mhm,
maybe it would be like an end of season thing or like some kind of thing like that. Maybe it would be
yeah.
like a progression.
Mhm. Yeah. My last thing about the DuckTales, like I said, I understood they had to introduce them. I didn't have problems when they was transitioned to like Scrooge here and there. I was okay with that. My biggest complaint was though Dewey though. Like God, I was like, get away from the trio, leave them alone. You do not belong there.
Yeah, when like Launchpad was running out and he catched them when he fell and they were like both there and I was like, yes, perfect. Stay right there.
But if you follow the new DuckTales, it does make sense to have Dewey there because LP brought him into the Darkwing world. It does make sense. You know, I can't complain about that. It's just my nostalgia, you know, views is just like, you do not belong though.
And he was like important in like some parts in the beginning. Like
Mhm.
he had a role to play. Like
Yeah. Go
I do
ahead. Go
feel
ahead, Vic.
apologies. I do feel like Gosalyn and Dewey could have some sort of friendship. Like we did get that one scene near the beginning where he was talking to Gosalyn and he was like, I understand what it feels like to lose someone, him referring to his mom, and then making the web like the I can be a wedding without understanding that. But I do feel like the two of them could be great friends.
Honker's got to come back, man. Honker's got to come back.
you can be second best friend, Tui.
Yeah.
But
Do
you
you
can't be first.
Yeah, Honker's got to come back, man. I mean, but you're right, Vix, though. I did see a little chemistry with them. I did see it, but like you said, it's not quite Honker, but it is. They did have a little chemistry. I love Gosalyn in this, man. They made her. I don't want to curse because you know we got Disney listeners and stuff, but she's pretty bad ass, you know.
Yeah.
She hold her own. She hold her own, man. You know.
Did you hear her say King Gear?
Yeah. Yeah,
Gosh, that was so iconic.
yeah, she was cool, man. I was cool with Gosalyn. I'm cool with LP. I like the new LP where you can see the transitioning of him with Darkwing. I know people are always gonna like the old Darkwing better, but I feel like the way they were transitioning this one, like it seemed like he's still in training. He's still learning. He's still new to this. You know, it's clear. You know. Yeah, and it's kind of like if you watch Darkly Dawns the Duck, Darkwing was a nobody in that episode. He's trying to get his name out there, and then once he found out Taurus Bulba's the criminal, he's after it. He's trying to get his name out there. So I kind of like it. I'm cool with it. Do you guys want another Darkwing episode before the season's over, or do you guys think they're done with it for this season? What do you guys think is gonna happen?
I think they'll show up in the finale, but like I don't think there'll be one. I don't think there'll be another episode. They may show up in like another episode.
Yeah. How about you, Vix?
I would like it to happen, however, I don't think it happened just yet this season. They might appear in the finale since I usually put like all the main characters of that season into the finale, but I don't think we're getting another full-blown episode with them just yet.
Yeah.
There could be episodes that they just have like tiny parts in.
Yeah, I'm kind of like 50-50 with it. Of course, I'm spoiled. I want more Darkwing, but then I know realistically, it's better not to give us too much. You know, it's better to hold back. Go ahead, Vic.
I do like how at the end they did confirm like that Launchpad's still gonna be a part of both worlds with Launchpad joking around like I'll spend my days in Duckburg and my nights in St. Canard and I'll sleep on the carpet. Yeah. So I like that they did confirm that he's still gonna be a part of both the McDucks and the Mallards' lives.
Yeah. Is there any other Easter eggs or cameos we missed? I mean, there
There
was so
was-
much going on, man.
There's a few, like his winter costume, like from in All's Fahrenheit and Love and War.
Oh yeah,
was
that's
in there.
right.
There was when she opened a closet or something. I think it was the Tron splitter was in there.
Oh, was it? I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
Yeah. I think with the Fearsome Four, I think Quacker Jack and the Bushroot were the most impressive. Liquidator and Megavolt were fine, but it was a little weird seeing Megavolt get pushed down when it does normally. I think Quacker Jack is the lieutenant to Negaduck, right? Yeah, he is the lieutenant, but Megavolt always has a strong presence, though, and he didn't get it this time. But I think Bushroot got some he got some due diligence, like Bushroot's always kind of been the last one, the odd one out of the Fearsome Five. So for him to get so much love on this one, I thought it was cool,
Also, before Launchpad and Darkwing are going in to fight the Fearsome Four, they're just like, oh, and Bushroot, he doesn't want to be a villain.
he isn't really a villain per se.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good Beauty and the Beat reference for them. Yeah. Okay, so before we wrap this up, Vix, anything you're looking for DuckTales wise? Anything you excited about coming up with this DuckTales series?
Nothing per se. I'm just looking forward for the next couple of episodes, and I'm just looking for more characters to appear in later ones. Like, I also really want Gyro to appear soon. I was thinking he might appear in. I was thinking he could have had an appearance in Let's Get Dangerous. So I'm kind of sad that he didn't. But the film was good.
Yeah. How about you, Tori? What are you looking for the rest of the season?
Well, they did just release the episode descriptions for the November episodes, and they look pretty good. There's going to be more Donald and Daisy, more Fowl, more one of Scrooge's sisters is showing up. Matilda is.
Yeah, I think the rest of the season will be decent, but it's going to be hard to follow this. It's going to be hard. I think if you're a fan of this episode, you need to throw this episode out of like comparing it with the whole season and then just try to enjoy the rest of the season. Because if you're going to compare it to this, you're not going to top it. It's not happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you watch Justice Ducks and then you start watching some of the regular filler episodes, it's not going to do any due diligence. It's like, it just can't compare, man. It's not fair. Okay.
Oh, one more thing about the episode. Two things relating to Fenton. One, I find it kind of funny how every time Fenton called, it was like an Iron Man suit kind of situation. Like you saw him with all the screens around him. Also, I was very happy to hear when Jake like mentioned Fenton saying how like he helped him out with like the rat catcher and stuff. And at the end when he was talking to Gosalyn and he was like, I have a couple of scientist friends and we could see about helping get your grandpa back somehow.
Okay, yeah, man. I had a great time watching this episode. As I said, I watched it twice, and you guys know I've kind of backed off of the new DuckTales a little bit, but there was no way I'm backing off this episode. That wasn't happening. Yeah, man. Maybe I can get you two to actually do a new DuckTales podcast, like when a new episode drops, just you two. I think that'd be really cool. Without me around, because me, I'm kind of a Debbie Downer. People don't want to hear me. Yeah, I think that'd be kind of cool if we can get you two back. But we'll talk about that later some other day. But guys, appreciate y'all being on here. I had fun talking about Let's Get Dangerous with y'all. I love the episode. I'm probably gonna watch it at least one more time tonight. There's just no way. Yeah. And see what I can catch, man, because y'all mentioned some things I didn't even notice, so I'll have to go back and rewatch it a third time. But thank you, Vix. Thank you, Tori. Appreciate you guys jumping in at the last second. Mike couldn't make it, guys. Remember, stay dangerous and follow us. We're on every podcast format, and we're also on YouTube. I'm not about to name them all. My shout outs to everybody who watched this episode. So if you watch this episode, shout out to you. We appreciate all the love for Darkwing. Let's keep Darkwing alive. Let's get him a reboot.
Yeah,
All right.
Darkwing.
Yeah. All right. Good night, y'all.
Good night.
Bye.
An interdimensional rift has opened, allowing 4 supervillains to wreak havoc. Our police forces are overwhelmed. I urge citizens to stay in their homes. We need a hero.